facts don't lie. In 2006, the national rate of teen births increased for the first time in 15 years. As alarming as that may sound, the Missouri rate was even higher than the national rate. A prevalent practice of American culture is to become sexually active before marriage. Unfortunately, many of our communities receive little to no information about the physical and emotional benefits that may be found by abstaining from sex until marriage.
I struggle with the fact that television doesn't always back me up. Sometimes it conflicts with what I'm trying to portray to my daughter and my son.
Whereas when I was growing up, it was taboo. A lot of things were taboo, even in sex. But today, it's, free field and try it and do this and explore that.
Not only has there been an increase in teenage pregnancies, but also in the rate of sexually transmitted diseases. Two of the most commonly reported infectious diseases in America, chlamydia and gonorrhea, have surpassed the national rate in Missouri.
Guys talk in the locker room, girls talk at slumber parties, and they actually talk about what they plan on doing. And somebody that's been through our program could say, well, you know what, I went through this program and I really don't think you should do that. Because you know what, I learned about STDs, and I learned if you have sex with one person, you're not just having sex with that one person, but everybody else that they've had sex with.
To help solve this crisis, the federal government enacted state abstinence education programs to support decisions of adolescents to abstain from sexual activity until marriage. By providing abstinence education, states were granted funds to mentor, counsel, and promote abstinence from sexual activity with the focus on those groups that are most likely to bear children out of wedlock.
I can feel good about myself, because when you have sex or something like that, you get so much emotional baggage and problems. People talk about you, everybody be in your business. And if you're just not having sex, you don't have anything to worry about.
The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services contracted with Lincoln University Cooperative Extension of Jefferson City, Missouri to address this issue. And their main goal is to increase education and support of adolescents who live in communities with a high rate of teen pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases. Because these rates are higher for African Americans, Lincoln University developed the Pause for the Cause Abstinence Education Program to serve those adolescents and their parents or guardians in densely populated regions across the state. Locations include Kansas City, St. Louis, and the Southeast region, which includes the counties of New Madrid, Pemiscot, Mississippi, and Scott. Using the nationally known abstinence-centered sex education curriculum, Choosing the Best, community educators in those target areas were trained and certified to facilitate the program to youth and their families. In its first year, the program reached over 400 adolescents, surpassing all expectations. The following year, Pause for the Cause expanded its goal and taught more than 600 adolescents.
It showed me that the decisions I'm making right now are the right ones, and that I should continue making these right decisions.
The program is impactful because it addresses the specific needs of the target population. Each educator comes from the region and communities where the adolescents live. Orientation meetings are held at local community centers and churches with interested youth and their parents and guardians. There's even a class for parents and guardians to increase communication with their child, especially as it relates to high-risk sexual behavior.
Some of the things that I've learned from the program to teach my child is the communication, how to talk to them, how to be available to answer questions for them, how to be comfortable answering questions for them.
After enrollment, classes are scheduled for 5 different age groups, ranging from 10 to 17 years old. Each lesson concentrates on abstinence, positive youth development, and community service learning.
When they first start, they're not very interested in it, but after a lesson or two, they become very engaged in it, and then they become very trusting of me. So they're opening up to me, and they want to ask me questions about things, and they want to try to figure out what is the best route for them to go when it comes to abstinence and choosing healthy relationships.
It allowed my daughter and I time to bond. She would come home and ask me questions about my past and things that had happened to me, and it was just interesting that I could just, be open and honest with her.
The program requires youth participants to complete a minimum of 14 hours of abstinence education curriculum lessons and related activities, and once completed, those adolescents are invited to attend a graduation ceremony called the Rites of Passage. This one-day event is held on the campus of Lincoln University and includes guest speakers, workshop discussions, presentation of certificates, and kente stoles, which is a royal and sacred cloth worn by West African cultures in times of extreme importance. However, the main purpose of this event is to establish a community of dedicated youth who have all pledged to remain abstinent. By showing each other there are hundreds of youth like them, it provides a sense of togetherness and support for making healthy decisions.
We thought that it was significant that young people took a vow to make good decisions about sexual health in their small group. But we thought, how much more significant would it be if we could bring all of those small groups together? And so we decided then to develop a rites of passage program where they all said that this was the decision they made. We all honored them for having made that decision and then launched them back to their communities to be ambassadors for making abstinence your choice.
In addition to the stated goals of the program, other positive effects are seen.
As a mother, I feel that this program is really important in terms of the positive effects in self-assurance, in their confidence, in the way they handle themselves, the way they handle themselves around their peers that don't really have the same values that they have. And after they've gone through a program like this, they can be a lot more confident in their stand. Because when other people are saying, oh, you gotta be like the crowd, you gotta do what the other people are doing, if you really believe in what you're doing, it's easier to walk in it.
The students admit to having more self-respect, increased learning skills, and a keener focus on long-term educational and life goals.
You learn stuff new every day, and this is something I've been learning over a year now, and it really is helping me, and it's helping me be aware of things that I need to know.
I can reach my goals later in life and focus on my education and my sports and nothing else.
The current 1,000 graduates are but the cornerstones of this program. With new adolescents reaching the target age every year, the work has only begun. By having the support and cooperation of the community, its leaders, the federal and state government, it will continue to benefit future generations and empower youth to make healthy choices.